Hello, Moonbabes. I am Jilly Moon Andromeda, soul alchemist and evolutionary astrologer, here to help you uncover uncomfortable truths with a side of candy and a whole lot of love. Happy total solar eclipse, Moonbabes. The total solar eclipse was exact at 11:16 a.m. Eastern. And wow, I have been waiting for to talk about this eclipse for some time. I've just been so crazy busy, basically just trying to survive, to be honest. So I want to dive into this chart and tell you what I see going on for us collectively. Now, the chart that I'm about to interpret is for the Eastern time zone. So if you're not in the Eastern time zone, it's going to be set up a little bit differently. So some of my interpretation may actually resonate, but not entirely all of it. I'm actually gonna go get some water because I don't know why I didn't get any water prior to starting this, and I really need to because there's a lot to talk about. Okay, so first of all, this is happening. This total solar eclipse is happening on a Monday. Just some water. So Monday, the day of the week, Monday, is associated with emotional nurturance and taking care of our personal needs and our that which nurtures us. So, every Monday it's very important for you to kind of look at what needs to be done, plan ahead for the week, kind of get grounded and take care of yourself. So this solar eclipse happening on a Monday means that, part of what is occurring during this solar eclipse will provide some sort of nurturance to us. What I also think is happening with this is that it's actually helping us to release some sort of conditioning, because that's what the moon is also closely associated with, is conditioning. Your moon sign in particular will show you how you were conditioned at a very young age to listen, to take care of yourself, whatever. That's what your moon sign is kind of telling you a little bit about. And it's also happening on a 3-day, so numerology 3 today. And what is the 3 number? That's all about creative endeavors, okay? Artistic, creative, intellectual communication. And when I think of 3, I do think of like the fire signs almost combined with Gemini energy. So it's almost like I feel like spreading the fire, okay? So like scattering the fire about, and there's quite a bit of ambition and pride vibrating in the number 3. So this number also is all about like freedom, spreading yourself really far and scattering yourself and having freedom, having creative freedom to do as you wish. So that is setting us up for this Sagittarius solar eclipse, what we're probably feeling on a very soul level with this eclipse. Now, let's talk about how this Sagittarius solar eclipse is affecting us in the East, or the Eastern time zone. So a new moon, of course, is a time of new beginnings, right? It's when our masculine and our feminine archetypes are aligned. The father, the mother, they are both aligned. This one features the father and the mother together in the 10th house of prestige, of accomplishment, of career, of public image. And they're in the sign of the Archer, the mutable fire Archer. And Sagittarius' job of the zodiac is to actually fill others up with faith, with hope, with optimism, enthusiasm. Okay, that's what Sagittarius is uniquely equipped to do, and that is what they are here to bring to the collective. And when I say Sagittarius, I mean the Sagittarius archetype, which we all have within our charts, whether you have your sun in Sagittarius or some other planet in Sagittarius, or whatever. Maybe you have no planets in Sagittarius, but you all have, everyone has Sagittarius in their chart. So for this chart in particular, we have quite a bit of Sagittarius energy going on there. We have, it is governing the 9th and the 10th house in this chart. So this new moon, this new beginning that we are putting forth out into the world, in a very public way, because we're talking about the 10th house. This is all about having a new belief, and having a new belief in, how we can show up for ourselves and how we can show up for the world. Okay, and I do feel like these beliefs are very tied to our past experience, because the South Node is right there, conjunct the midheaven, and it is in Sagittarius. It is conjunct both Mercury, the Moon, and the Sun, all conjunct together in Sagittarius. Okay, and what the South Node is telling us, the South Node is always kind of telling us about the past in some way, okay? It can bring up a lot of stuff from the past. I don't know if the past few days, if you've been noticing, like, themes from the past coming into your consciousness that you've been needing to, like, work through or work out. So many unusual things from the past have just been coming even into my dreams. Individuals that maybe I haven't even thought of for years, like songs that I haven't heard for years that used to like really hold some significance and meaning for me coming on the radio. Like I've just been like bombarded, I feel like, with all of this past stuff. And you probably have been too. It's like it's coming up for you to deal with, for you to think about, and for you to have compassion, and for you to, integrate it and make it authentically you, or understand that it was authentically your experience. And you need to find, or what the universe is asking us to do is to have a new belief in how we think about our past experience, okay? Our lived experience. Everybody has different lived experiences, and that's exactly what we're learning this year with the North Node in Gemini, transiting North Node in Gemini. We are learning to listen to other people, to listen to all of the information, to gather all of the information, and to not just rely on our past experience, okay? The more that you can engage with others, the more that you can ask the correct questions and see where people are at, the more that you are doing this work in the Sagittarius, this Gemini North Node. Now, Sagittarius South Node, anyone who has Sagittarius South Node natally, if this is your nodal return you're experiencing right now, these individuals with Sagittarius South Node are very used to having the answers, basically. Very used to having the truth, or deriving some sort of meaning behind everything they do. And it's very imperative for those with the South Node and Sagittarius to question their beliefs, to question this knowledge, this wisdom that they have amassed from previous lifetimes, to see if it even fits in line with how we're currently living in this world, with, especially with that North Node in the fourth house. Fourth house is very associated with country and origin. So are those beliefs aligned with, how you can show up, or how you can actually communicate, or helping you to communicate with those in your local environment and those in your country, specifically with this Sagittarius new moon. So this cluster of stuff in Sagittarius is all making a trine aspect to, that's 120 degrees, to Eris and Mars in Aries in the first house. So here is Mars and Aries, Eris in the first house. They are brother and sister. This isn't the first, I don't have all my charts from this past year right here. I should actually, but I know that this occurred in another, when was that? Was that in September? I think it might have been September. This occurred in another new moon where Mars was conjunct Eris. But anyways, yeah, Mars is now moving forward. Eris is currently retrograde, but, they don't really... there's not much information we have on Eris yet. I have a couple of books on her. But Eris is, the sister to Mars and... or Aries in mythology. But what she represents as an archetype is someone who is standing up for the underdog, who is taking a stand against authority, who is standing up for basically like the feminine, for those who have been ostracized and cast aside and those who have been like ignored. Okay, she's all about taking a stand for those individuals. And Mars, with Mars being directly conjunct hers, we are all being very direct in how we are standing up for our underdogs, or whatever it is. And what are those underdogs? Those underdogs are probably your belief system. Okay, specifically your belief system of the past. But because that's making a trine, that means the energy is like really effortlessly flowing towards this stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of communications going on, and a lot of arguments and debating over, who is right and who is wrong and blah, 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 blah. And a lot of this can be remedied by just like looking at the facts. Okay, that's what Gemini wants to know. It wants to know the facts. It wants to listen to the facts. So another thing that I almost forgot to mention is that this Moon and Mercury are currently out of bounds during this eclipse. So our emotions and our communications are just like way out of line, maybe. We might be communicating in a very subjective manner, in a very loudly subjective manner. And, Mercury has been out of bounds since Saturday. So pretty much all communications since Saturday have been pretty much out of bounds and maybe a little bit out of control. And very self-righteous and dogmatic, and possibly somewhat religious in some ways, because that is Sagittarius does govern religion. So learning how to let go of religion, I would say, cult mentality, and looking at the facts, looking at the facts, communicating with others of their experience. There's 8 billion people on this planet. There's so many people you can talk to and get like firsthand experience, get firsthand knowledge or information from. So, do that, maybe not in your immediate neighborhood. Maybe you need to spread yourself a bit further. But, that's why we have the internet. We can get all this information. So with that Mars and that Eris making a trine to those out of bounds planets and to the sun and the moon, very powerful time to take a stand. Take a stand, and, basically in what you believe. Take a stand in your enterprising abilities and, how you assert yourself and move around in the world. But I would say remain curious, because this is making, these planets are making a sextile to the North Node in Gemini. So it's very important to, maybe maybe voice them, maybe, proudly voice, your beliefs and everything, but remain open, okay? Don't just assume you know it all, and, if you do know something, that's great, but most of us, I would say, are not experts and everything we talk about. I mean, there's always more to know. Always, what do they say? Like, a wise man knows that he knows nothing, really. And I feel like that's a very important idiom to keep in mind during this Sagittarius solar eclipse, okay? So remain open to the ideas and the thoughts of other people and their experiences. They're very personal experiences. They're very their experiences with their emotions and their past. Okay, you could be very the things you say could really, really have quite a bit of an effect on others. So, be mindful of how you are using your words and how you are spreading information. Sagittarius can be the one who spreads quite a bit of propaganda. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just continue on. So what else is going on in this chart is that we're opening with a Pisces rising, all right? And a Pisces rising, so 6 degrees Pisces, if you have anything at 6 degrees Pisces, this chart is kind of awakening or activating that part of your chart. So a Pisces rising, so it's like very important for us right now to find the unity, to embrace unity. There might be some escapist tendencies because that is an issue. There might be some kind of martyring for their causes. Don't martyr yourself for your cause. Don't martyr yourself for your belief. Don't do that. Understand that there are always multiple ways, at least 2 ways to see things. So don't martyr yourself for your beliefs. But, seek transcendence of your identity, okay? Because the ruler of this chart is our Neptune in Pisces. And so we're seeking transcendence in, being assertive. Putting ourselves more out there. It might be a little bit confusing, and it's probably very disorienting for a lot of people. And I don't know if people are having identity crises right now, possibly. I know I feel like I have been all year, actually just my entire life, to be honest. But this nodal axis from the 10th house to the first to the 4th house is making a square to that Neptune in Pisces. So what does that mean? That means as we're attempting to move into this Gemini North node, we're actually kind of making a pit stop over here. We're kind of being pushed over here into this Neptune and Pisces, which is also pretty close to everything else going on in that first house, of course, in separate signs. But we're trying to collect the facts. We're trying to listen. We're trying to do that. We're trying to grow in these lessons of data and communication. But what is occurring is that we're making this pit stop over here to this Neptune and Pisces. And so we're feeling very disoriented in who we are, very disoriented in how we even move about in the world. We're trying to be I feel like we're trying to be, I think, compassionate in how we move about in the world. I know there's quite a bit of confusion, how do I survive? How am I going to survive? Okay? I know that. I feel that. I do. I feel that so deeply, okay? I have been struggling this entire year just like everyone else has. I've had no government assistance except for that one check, and it's been very disorienting. It's been very challenging to figure out how we're going to survive this. How are we going to make it through, okay? And the only thing you can do is to have faith, okay? Really have faith. That's what Sagittarius wants you to do. It wants you to have faith. It wants you to keep the faith. It wants you to believe that there is a better horizon, that the grass is greener elsewhere. If you just keep, keep that torch lit, okay? But with the South Node conjunct all of this, it's kind of like we need to actually sacrifice our previous ideas, sacrifice our previous comfort levels, and sacrifice our previous identity to really, really move ahead with this energy. So I do think a lot of people are going to be losing quite a bit of their identity with this eclipse. And what I really want you to actually also focus on is, first of all, focus on those relationships that have been stable, that have been effective, that have been working so far, proving to be successful, whatever, focus on those. But also what's going on is we have Venus conjunct Juno in Scorpio. Venus and Scorpio, not the best place for Venus, unfortunately, but we're making it happen. She's going to be out of there soon. I'm looking forward to Venus and Sagittarius. But yeah, Venus and Scorpio relating in a way that is deepening. Okay, relating in a way that is possibly secretive, possibly manipulative. But this is all happening in the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of healing, of transformation, of elimination. So in this house, we have Venus and we have Juno. And Juno is the goddess asteroid found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, and it shows us, the person that we are mostly committed to and loyal to, like our marriage partner, basically, like air quotes, marriage partner. Doesn't necessarily have to be someone you're married to, but anyone who you are loyal and committed to. That person and yourself, the values that you have, to who you are committed to who you are loyal to, those are changing. Those are changing in a very powerful way. Your partner may be changing in a very powerful way. You are changing in a very powerful way because you're someone's partner. So someone sees you as their partner, as their go-to person. You are changing and they are changing, okay? There's a need for you to actually transform together, to merge together more, to work together more, okay? And there might be some messy work that needs to occur, that needs to be cleaned up, that needs to be healed between you. And that is all making this beautiful sextile to Jupiter and Saturn in the 12th house. So, there's this possibility that the changes that will be made will be possibly rather hidden from you or isolating. Maybe they'll be separate from you for a little bit, your partner or something, because they're just changing their values. They're changing how they show up in relationships. Possibly, they're engaging or merging with something else that will actually lead to quite a bit of luck and status. Okay, so whatever they're doing or whatever you're doing, it is leading to luck and to more of a position in society. We are at the anaretic degree of Saturn, very close to Saturn entering Aquarius. Oh my God, I cannot wait. So the anaretic degree of Saturn means that, there is this push to complete this Saturn in Capricorn period, okay? To take accountability, to take responsibility, to be the big guy, to be the executive in your life, okay? There's probably lots of responsibilities that have been hitting you hard. I know for me personally, that's why I've been kind of almost like in hermit mode and not so open so much anymore. Not being able to do my readings for you guys, like it's really kind of been actually hitting me hard, because I do find that when I am in a consultation with a client, I feel the most joy. I really do. And so whenever I do make those videos for you, it's like such a joyful experience for me, and it actually is very life affirming. And I want to get back to it. I really, really do. And I think I will. It's just, life is really hard, and I have to work. I have to work like 10 times harder this year to get basically very little in return. And it's been very, very challenging, and I've had very much so a crisis in my identity. But yeah, I want you to know that the change that is coming, the powerful changes, in our joint finances, in our position in society, and how we relate to our body and connect to our body and listen to our body, and just how we move about in the world. They do have some karmic effects to them, because these are karmic houses. 1, 4, 10. These are karmic houses. 7 is also a karmic house, which we do have some stuff going on in the 7th house. But yeah, I'm not going to really talk about that too much. Oh, I'm just realizing the vertex is on my moon. That's cool. Anyways, yeah, this is a new beginning for you to actually again, I feel like this with the Gemini full moon the other week. Really put your money where your mouth is. If you're going to say something, if you're going to scream something if you're going to be a preacher for your beliefs, make sure that they are at least factual, or, hold some sort of water, and are not just, because I don't know, guys, I've just been seeing some really, really bizarre things coming out of people's mouths lately. And I'm just like, what? How that doesn't even make any sense. There's no common sense in anything you just said. I don't know. And maybe my idea of common sense is way different than others. But yeah. Just do what you can, okay? Because this first house is out of control. Just do what you can. We have Black Moon Lilith conjunct Uranus, shaking up our destabilizing our forbidden desires for money. So it's so important for you to really merge with others, okay? And I want to just take this aside for a minute, because I am a millennial, right? I was born 1986, and so I'm very much so connected to a lot of millennials, and most millennials were born with Pluto in Scorpio, and with a whole bunch of stuff going on in Capricorn. And I find that to be a little bit problematic, and just even from my own perspective and my own experience, and the stuff that I have been working through, the shadow work I have been personally working through, Pluto and Scorpio generation it can be very distrustful of their own power and also of the power of others, okay? And there can be quite a bit of resentment, jealousy, manipulation between them, okay? And it's almost like they're always doing power moves on one another. There's these little internal power struggles always kind of occurring between the millennials. And it's always kind of about who is the expert here? Who is the master? Okay, because we're talking about Capricorn. Capricorn is the expert, the master, the top goat, top of the mountain. So there's probably a lot of infighting between millennials, and a lot of distrust between millennials, with like, I don't know, because I also feel like it's a very millennial thing because of all the Capricorn stuff, to have this very strong connection to the earth and material things, like basically like how you materially take care of yourself, and having very high standards in how you do materially take care of yourself, and also and also being very suspicious of the motives and power of others. I just feel like I want you to try your best to relax them, to like question yourself, like, is there a reason why I am like repelling this? Is there a reason why I'm pushing back? Okay, because I feel like there's a lot of pushback with this group, and I don't know if it's because I have I'm one of the millennials who have Saturn in Sagittarius. So the way that I structure my life is full of optimism and faith. So even though I've experienced all of these things, I still am trying to go out there and put myself out there and like make something of this. Like, so I've been burned lots. I've been burned so much, but I don't care. I will continue putting myself out there, and I will continue trying to spread wisdom and knowledge, and to spread hope and faith into my millennial brothers and sisters. So I hope this message received you well. I hope I didn't, I don't know. I don't know what I hope, guys. I just, this solar eclipse is on my Uranus and my Mars in my third house. So I'm a wackadoodle to begin with. And just know everyone's struggling, I'm really struggling, guys. I really am. And I'm not going to cry about it or anything. I mean, I always cry about it. I cry every goddamn day. But have love for your neighbor, yo. Just have that. Have some love for your neighbor. Have love for the challenges that they're facing, Show some compassion. Don't be so quick to judge and to make some sort of interpretation of like other people's ideas or other people's shit, because we all have our own experience. We all have different stories to tell. We all have information to share. Okay, so make sure you're fully listening to other people. I would say try to not spread propaganda. Like, honestly, like, I don't know. If like a lot of the memes out right now are just so out of control, like, and I know like I'm definitely I've done this before. I've spread stupid memes, and I'm like, I gotta stop doing that crap. It's not useful. It's not helping anyone. A lot of times it's like completely infactual and inaccurate, and it's just like, use your own voice. Just say what it is, because I feel like it would actually be better received if it was you saying it and not you regurgitating what other people have said. And that's just my honest opinion on that. So I hope that didn't scare you away from me, but if it did, I'm used to it. And I'm hoping you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Be well.